So when I first started in youth ministry, I was like a mission trip guy, all about mission trips. Took my students on their first mission trip, charged them around $1,000, travel, lodging, all the things that you need to do. Pretty cheap for a mission trip, honestly. And then I was getting ready doing my budget and calendaring process for the next year, and I started thinking, like, in the current context in which I was in, all the same students were going to go back on the same mission trip. They're going to write support letters to all the same people, and I was like, it might be too soon. So I decided to do a camp. Stumbled into an amazing camp experience that we did and produced all by ourselves, trying to keep it dirt cheap, and thus invented my love for summer camp at that point. Now, some of you have been all around summer camp, but what became so necessary was the need for amazing videography and amazing photography at summer camp. And so in this episode, I want to tell you how I stumbled into it, and I want to give you 3 ideas of how you can have amazing camp content that is going to help reinforce and help your church get on board with your summer camp experience. Welcome, my friends, to the Hybrid Ministry Show. So the continuation of that story is I start going to camp, we start adding more and more students, and I'm at my business meeting. Give me a like if you've ever had to go to a congregational business meeting. And I had a few naysayers who were like, this is an astronomical amount to spend for camp. What I felt like they may not have been taking into consideration is the fact that, like, I had to get approval to spend the entire amount of money, including the money that students were going to be paying into it. And so, like, the total amount of money out of the budget was like $5,000. But in totality, I was requesting something like $46,000 to be spent, but that included the $300 student registration, or whatever it was. And so with those naysayers, I then was like, I need them to see why this is worth it. And I need them to get on board. And I want the church to support what the student ministry is doing. And so I went to my friend who was my roommate in college and I knew had a degree in like digital media. And I was like, bro, what do I need to pay you to come to camp and create amazing recap videos that are going to make people cry? And then the very next Sunday we were back at church and we shared like a testimony recap video that was like 12 minutes long. And some kids were like, I accepted Jesus at the altar the last night of camp. And I mean, I'm telling you, there was not a dry eye in the room. Camp media is an amazing tool to help your parents, your church, your pastor, your boss see what's going on at camp. And in this video, I want to share with you an easy way to do it for basically free. I want to share with you a medium difficulty level of doing it. And then I want to share with you a higher level of difficulty and perhaps the most expensive, but probably, as always, as you know, the more you pay, the better the product. Let's hop in. Welcome to this edition of How Do I Do Camp Media on the Hybrid Ministry Show. So first and foremost, you want to have some sort of text message or channel back to parents, okay? So you can send them links to your videos, links to albums, links to photos, whatever it is that you take. And so, like I said, we're going to do an easy, a medium, and a higher level of difficulty in this episode. But first and foremost, philosophically, no matter what level of difficulty you do, you need to have some sort of channel back to parents. That's going to be your number one advocate, especially for the week while you're at camp. Now, once you return, if you have like a student takeover Sunday or whatever, like you can implement some of these things that you've pulled together at camp and find a way to package them and show them to the rest of your congregation. But while you're at camp, if you want to have a buzz amongst your parents, you need to get it back into them. So, you can do some sort of text message group. You can do some sort of Facebook group. You can even post some of this stuff on your YouTube channel and then send the links to those in your Facebook group or in your text message group or your parent email chain. Whatever it is, figure out what works best in your context, but have something easy and preferably something that you can use on your phone. So as soon as you get a link, you can copy the link, you can send it out, and you do it all on your mobile device. You don't need to sit down at a computer and try and find a way to do it at camp. Now, how do you do easy videos at camp? Let's hop in. So the first way that you can do it is you can walk around with your camera, vertical based video, and you can very simply, you can auto cut those videos in an app like TikTok or in your Instagram Reels editor, and you can send out daily shorts, daily TikToks, daily reel type videos And you can send the links to those in text groups or in some sort of Facebook group. You can even post those in a Facebook group. That's super easy. You or a leader walk around vertical-based video, and all you need is clips of anywhere from 5 to 8 seconds. You don't need any longer because you're just going to overlay it with music and maybe some captions on screen, and off you go. You want to keep those 60 seconds or less, and so the quicker and shorter the videos. So if you have the wherewithal in your mind to walk around, pull your camera out, 5 seconds, 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 9 seconds, 3 seconds, and then stitch all those together in like an auto cut feature in TikTok, you're going to be golden and off to the races. Now, how do you easily source photos? You tell your students, hey, send pictures on this hashtag, or if they're not going to post on like Instagram like that, send photos in this text group, in this DM thread, whatever you choose some sort of function to get those photos back to you, create a shared Google Photos album, whatever, put all your pictures in here, and then you can crowdsource those, and you can create a slideshow at the end of the night, or if you're at some sort of camp like a Generate or a Fuge or a Lift or something like that where you don't have control over what ends up on screen, then you create albums and you send those out in Facebook groups to parents. That's the easiest, lowest hanging fruit, okay? Now, what about Medium? And this is a big step up, and it's going to cost you next to nothing. Let's check it out. So genuinely, I've done this before, okay? And if you want to create daily recap videos, again, you have control of the screens. So daily recap videos that you can show in your sessions, or if you don't have control of the screens, at a minimum, daily recap videos that you can post to YouTube. Let me show you how you can do it on CapCut. All right, so if you're watching here on screen, this is what I did a couple years ago. We didn't hire and have money for a videographer, and so I would do daily recap videos in the cabin at night, throw my headphones on, and kids are all sleeping. And so I'm here on CapCut. I would hit New Project, and let's just do these videos of my dog, okay? And so I would click all the videos I want to add, and I'd click Add 3. And here I am now, and I can create some sort of video. So there's my dog, and there's another video of my dog, and there's another little video of my dog. Now, what you can do is you can add animations, and anything, if you are doing like a free account, anything with like the little like pro feature, you see those little things there, those, don't use those. But if you find any of the ones like this one right here that is free, okay, it'll come right in, and there you go, boom, off you go. And if you want to like add a text that says, you know, like day 1 recap, put it right there. And oh, I'm exporting, don't want to export, quit. So there it is, day 1 recap. Now I can edit this text, click style, and once again, you want to make sure you don't add a pro feature. So see those little corners right there? So this one's free, day 1 recap. Change the font, find one that's not a pro font, and off we go. Right there, all of these are not pro fonts. And so the main thing, if you want to keep it free, is that you don't add anything pro font. All right here, I can add some sort of transition. So here's a transition that's not, oh wait, that is pro. Don't remind me again. I might not, oh wait, here's one. Pull in. Okay, and there we go. And I go all the way through. At the end, I can also add things like stickers. I can add text to audio, and I can add music. And that's what I want to do. I want to add some audio. And so if I want to go to some sounds and find something like this one here that's not pro, now I got a video, and then I hit export, and we are off to the races. And you'll see here on screen, if you're watching, you can see the finalized video of my dog. It's beautiful. Who doesn't love it? This would take me about an hour after lights out, but I want to let you know that it is completely free. So after you've done your CapCut video, what if you want photos? Well, what if you took a leader, not someone who's having to lead a small group or be a cabin leader, and they're just a dedicated photographer? Your only cost in that, give them a cell phone, have them take it on an iPhone, Google Pixel, a nice phone. Your only cost in that is your perhaps payment of their registration fee, unless of course you're charging your leaders to go, in which case you're good. And you say, hey, listen, your only job is take photos and send these daily recaps back home to parents. And you give them that job. And so all week, their entire sole focus using just their cell phone is to take good photos. And so then with your daily recaps and your leader photos, you can bring those back and you can present those to your church. Now, the last little bit in this is if you want, and studio link down below, you can grab some Bluetooth microphones. You can also take some video on your cell phone, just like I showed you, stitch it together in CapCut, but you can take students' testimonies and tell them, hey, what stood out to you? How did God move in your life this week? Like all that type of stuff. And you can create a recap testimony video and you can show that on screen. The quality is great. You saw the export quality was like 1080p. You can export it even up to 4K and you can shoot it in 4K on your camera if it's able to handle it. And then you can show that on a screen. You can also post that to something like YouTube or then share it in your Facebook group. But what about the best and probably most expensive? Well, let's dive in. Your best is you want those daily recap videos. You want that final big testimony video. Your best bang, like not bang for your buck, all right? This is going to cost you money, but you hire a videographer. Maybe your church knows someone, maybe you know someone, but you bring someone in, they bring all their own gear, and they follow students around, they capture footage, and their entire job is to create daily recap videos for you on the big screen at night, if you have control of that, or post them to YouTube, and then create that testimony video. And if you can hire that same person or maybe hire a second person to take photos on a good camera that they have, that's going to be your highest barrier to entry. You're probably going to have to A, pay for them to go to camp, B, pay for their lodging and all that stuff. So let's say that's anywhere from $300 to $400, and then you're going to pay them a fee, $800, $1,500. It is expensive, but if you have the budget, I'm just telling you, like it does end up being worth it, and you end up with much higher quality footage than what you can do on your phone and much higher caliber photos. Now, if you're like, bro, I can't even get anywhere near that, then that medium range one for you, as long as you're willing to put the work in, as long as you're willing to use CapCut, you can do it for very cheap and frankly, very free. And still get a very, very good result. Now listen, your camp experience is very important, and students' lives are often marked and changed at camp. And what's also very important is that your people back home support you, your parents know what's going on, and they can advocate and create a buzz around your student ministry. So don't fumble the bag this summer on creating amazing camp media and amazing camp content. I'm rooting for you. Have an amazing camp and crush it with the digital media this summer so that your church can get on board and support what your student ministry has going on. Thanks for being here. We'll talk next time, and don't forget to stay hybrid.